Namaste, beautiful family of light, both on Facebook Live and here at the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light, located in Sarasota, Florida, and also on Zoom. How is everybody doing in this summer day, which is officially going to be on the 21st of June. And I want to mention that we are going to have a very powerful summer solstice Sunday service because it falls on a Sunday. And so it'll be at 10:30 a.m. We do our general ceremony all the time, and it'll be Sunday service and also the summer solstice. Very powerful. So it's going to be in person and online. So we can have a global participation. Very important that we show up for these type of energies, that we can utilize these energies for what? For good, for the upliftment for the planet, and to raise the frequency. And as I'm talking about that, I also want to mention that this coming Sunday, after the Sunday service with Reverend Mary Lynn, we're going to have the Saint Germain Violet Flame invocations and decrees. I know many people have done this for years. I have also for many years back in the day in New York. And also we're going to have a reincarnation entry level class with Reverend Mary Lynn. That's going to be on June the 20th. So just go into our calendar of events on our Cosmic Center website. You'll see all the information over there and how to participate. So a couple of things here I want to kind of discuss, and I guess the most recent one, I've been talking about the movie Michael on and on and on and on. So I guess we could move to another one, what I call Archangel Michael Jackson, all the light that he sends out, continually working on the higher realms, still sending out that light. So, he had mentioned something, by the way. He said music is like forever. The vibrations are forever. So it's just really amazing to see little kids jumping up and down with his music and aligning to the light and love that he was a vehicle for, which he said God gives it to him. So when you really go into his life and his story, you'll understand who he was and what he did. But now let's talk about a new movie that's come up, which is Disclosure Day. Okay, my good friend Russ, I just read it was actually a vision that was given to the Cosmic Center. This is when I came back from Bolivia, so that would have been in 2010. That was 2010. And in this, it talks about one of the um, missions of the center was to be ready, anchored in what would be known as disclosure, because it's coming. It's here. It's already here. Now, for many of us, right, we know this. This is not new news to us. In fact, I'm looking at the regular news and they're talking about it. It's like, I don't even listen to it because I've been knowing this for so long. So many of us have known this so disclosure is not a big deal to us because we've known this like forever. But there's going to be people that this is going to be a whole big paradigm shift. And this is where we step into our roles. Okay, this is where, like, for example, the Cosmic Center, and perhaps when this happens, it's been predicted, people will say, oh, what's that place called again? The Cosmic whatever. Maybe they have answers because our traditional pastor or whoever doesn't have the answers to give us yet. But I want to talk a little bit about some guidance regarding this, okay? Just like anything else, okay, you have the good, the bad, the ugly in this world and beyond this world, unless you go beyond this universe and tap into the pleroma and going into that other level of where it's unity and oneness. But we're not there yet, okay? So what that means is this. Just like how you are discerning on this physical level, okay, discerning, all right, you have to be discerning on all the other levels as well. So one of the things is that when we do see, and there are many of us that have been in communication with extraterrestrials, so this is not as, they're mostly telepathic, it's a different kind of way. So there's many of us that have had this awareness, as I said, for a very, very long time. Okay, but Now, there's going to be more people that are going to be aware of this. Now, what's really, really important is this. There's all kind of life out there into our multiverse. I mean, it's just myriads and myriads of life forms. Okay. Well, let's just say our little local universe. Okay. Somebody from Arcturus or Zeta Reticuli or from Andromeda. There's so many. There's so many. Venus. There's so many. When something shows up, you have to be very clear as to who you are. Okay. You come from the Adamic race. Now, for those of you who really know who you are, you even beyond that because you know that you are the light, the source, the one, the monad, the what the Gnostics call the pleroma. Well, let's just bring it down a couple of notches onto this frequency band. Okay. And just say, hey, I know I am the divine human, the Adam Kadmon. Okay, that is my lineage. Okay, that lineage has what? 10 fingers, 10 toes. All right, there's an archetype of that lineage. And when you have someone comes up and just say, hey, let's come with me. Come with me. We're going to take a ride, but they have 3 fingers and not 5. You probably want to say, I don't think so, because that's going into another energy frequency band that's not in the Adamic field. Okay, somebody who does, not a problem. But what's really going to be important, boys and girls, is that if you encounter someone who is, say, not from this terrestrial, okay, that you recognize as being extraterrestrial or ultra terrestrial, okay, you want to discern and say, I use Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth, which means holy, holy, holy is the Lord God of hosts. That salutation is used by the family of light. Okay, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth. That is in Hebrew. If you don't know it, it would be good for you to know it because it holds a very high vibration, and that is the vibration that is used by the host. Okay, it's used by the host. So you want to align yourselves, okay, it is the seraphim that move around the throne that says Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth, continual praise, high level frequency, and that is the salutation that the ascended mother, ascended masters, and other celestial beings of light correspond to each other. That's a salutation. We want to be aligned with that salutation. So what will happen if you have something that is in alignment, you have these beings that show up and they say, hey, you know, we're here to help, or we're here to support, and what that's great. Let's say the Kadosh, 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 I don't know, Sabaoth together. Okay. Or people have used the Our Father, which is what Jesus Christ referred to Abba, Abba, that Abba, that Father, okay, eternal, okay, that one, not to be confused with others, okay, the Our Father. So, okay, let's say the Our Father together. Now, if you run into a situation and they're not able to do that, you have to say, hasta la vista, goodbye. Okay. If they're able to, okay, because you have to vet. Okay, you have to vet. And you say, okay, okay, let's do that. Now, some other things. Okay. And maybe to miss the pandemonium for the masses that are out there, they're going through a major paradigm shift, realizing that we're not the only ones in the multiverse, like for real, because they're here. Okay, and whichever way they're going to show up, it's going to be visible. Okay, I was thinking within 5 years. I'm thinking now within a year or two, for sure. Okay, so when that happens, you're going to be aware of the fact that there are, just like now, different agendas, right? And different people spinning things depending on the agenda. So this is where, you know, I've been saying this forever. Our higher discernment must be online. This is where you practice your spiritual muscle of your own discernment, your own inner guidance, not just for this, but for all the confusion that's out there, for all the different things that are going that is purposeful for confusion. Okay. We did last week the higher truth, which in Hebrew it is Ruach Ha-emet. It is the spirit of truth, which you hold within you, which you really have to start right now, if you haven't been doing it, putting that online so you can trust yourself. Not hand your power over to anybody else. You will know from your own nervous system, from your own gut, okay, from your own higher presence, from your higher self. Get those parts of you online, anchored in your physical, mental, and emotional body, because we're going to need it to move through, okay, the upcoming times, okay, to be able to move with ease and grace through very chaotic, confusing times. That is what we're going to trust. The God within us, the divinity within us, the higher self within us. And for those of us that know, that are completely awakened to the fact that this is a simulation, this is the matrix, this is Maya, okay? We know that already, okay? That we are responsible to hold that frequency so everybody else can wake up as well too. That's our job. So it's not just to escape the matrix. Okay, as I told my friend, we discussed, is to dismantle the matrix to bring heaven on earth. There's going to be a lot of resistance. There's going to be a lot, what I call the counterforce, that does not want that to happen. Power doesn't want to give up power. Okay, power does not want to give up power. So they're going to fight tooth and nail for it. So you're going to have to be smart. You're going to have to finally develop those tools that you have within your own DNA to trust your own nervous system, to trust your heart, to trust your guide, your gut, and to trust your higher mind, because that's what's going to help you. Okay. So I haven't seen Disclosure Day, but I will. I'm pretty exciting. We signed up for these very exciting times right now. I'm very excited about it. And it's going to be a ride. It's going to be a wonderful ride. Think positive. Remember who you are. You are a powerful spiritual being of the light. Namaste, beautiful family of light. See you next time.